Hello guys, welcome to my channel. In the last two sessions we have seen how to write on Excel sheet and how to read the data from an Excel sheet. So in this session we'll do one small project for extracting a range of data from the Excel sheet, and we need to extract and display the numerics value from the list of items. So here on my screen you can see the actual data column is filled with alphanumeric values. So in the expected data I need to just display the numerics. So we'll see this example. So for that I will create one sequence, already opened one sequence. So here with the help of regular expressions we need to extract the data from the actual data column. So let's begin with the Excel application scope. So and mention the folder location of this Excel sheet. So I have mentioned the sheet details in the Excel application scope. So this is the sheet which we are going to get the details from the actual data. So next thing what we need to do is, so here we need to mention on an activity called read range activity. So read range activity, what it will do is it will fetch the data from the sheet. So if you see the fields here, so one field represents the sheet number and another field represents the column range. So if you are not providing any range details, the read range functionality will find out all the data whatever available in the Excel sheet, and it will collect and make it as a data table. So we'll discuss more about the data tables in the coming lectures. So as of now, the read range will capture all the data available in the Excel sheet if you are not providing any range, and store it into a data table. So I will use one data table variable to capture all the data. So here I will use it as data table. So now we have a variable in with the data type as data table. So else I will rename this as ET. Understand to without confusion. So what I will do is, so now we need to use the for each loop to iterate each element to extract the numerics from the given data. So here we have one activity called for each row. So this is used to iterate the data elements which are available in the data table. So we have two things, for each and for each row. So for each is used for loop iteration. So for each row is useful for iterating the rows and columns in the read range or data table functionalities. So here we need to mention the range variable which is dt. So and in the row we need to create one more variable to index the rows in the data table. So here I will create one more variable. I'll name it as row, which represents the index. Okay. So this will be the data type of integer. So as it points to the rows of each value. So now we need to use one more activity called, so to get the data available in the each row field, so we need to use one more activity called get row item. Just drag and drop into the body. So this activity takes the data which is available in the each row. So here we need to provide the input for this as row, and here in the properties we need to mention the column name, from which column we want to extract the data. So as it is actual data, so we need to mention in the column name field, so that our robot will extract the data from this particular column. So now I will really go. So if you observe this, so we have iteration with the help of for each loop. So let's see whether our robot is displaying the values one by one or not with the help of a message box. So before that, what we'll do is we'll take one assign statement, so and we'll extract the numerics from each item, and we'll print whether our robot is working as expected or not. So here I will take one more variable called value, so which stores the data in the form of string, and I will make this scope as blue. Also I will keep it in same body level. So here I have the value which takes the input from the RegEX expression. So here I will write one regular expression. So system dot text dot regular expressions dot regex dot matches of, here we need to pass the parameters of variable which is value. So we will get the item from here. So here we will have one value. So here also we need to create one more variable. I will use the variable as value, which is already used. So I will delete my previous value. So now I am using a value variable. So here I will write one regular expression. So here I am going to use the value which is captured from the get item. So and here we write the expression like /d plus dot value. So we'll see more about the regular expression. So as of now, we need to use the /d to get the numerics from the particular string. So here what we'll do is we'll display the result whether it is working as per the expectation or not. Okay. So I'm going to print the values. Okay. So let's run this whether it is working as per our expectation. Expression static. Some blank values. Some issue, I guess. Item we have show data field. So as we are getting the blank values. Okay, so here we need to change the slash. Okay, so we'll run this again. So here we go. We got the result as 1041, so which is present in the first row. So A1041 is showing as 1041. So next one is B20312031 is displayed. C44020. So here it is displaying 4520. So another thing is D4512, 4512 is displayed, and in the same way 1512 is displayed. So perfect. So now we need to write the cells with these numeric values in the expected data column. So for that, what I will do is, so I will use write cell activity to display the input. So as of now, I'm removing this one. So here, with the help of write cell, we'll print the details into our Excel sheet. So here if you remember, we need to provide the column names in the specified column fields. Why? Because so here we want to print the values in this particular column. So that's why we are using this columns range. So here we are keeping the variable as value. So whatever the value we want to store. So now let's run this. So this activity will store the values whichever we are getting from the value into the particular cell which is mentioned here. So let's run. So execution is completed. Let's see whether the output is wrong. See this now. So the last one which is available in the actual data, it is displayed as the first value. So why? Because so here we need to mention the range to display the values of the actual data. So as we have mentioned only one column, sorry, one row, so the data whatever is extracting from the actual data column is overwriting on the first cell of the D column. So to overcome this, what we need to do is, so I'm just pivoting the changes to my original sheet as initial. So what we'll do is I will take one counter. So that counter will be dynamic and it will help you to store the values one by one in the expected data column. So I'll use one as an activity. Here I'll create one variable called count with the default value of 1. So I'm keeping it as integer variable and I'm using this as initiating with the value as 1. So here I keep the expression as count plus 1. Okay, so that it will point to the second cell as it is count plus 1, it will get incremented before printing the first value into the expected data column. So here what we'll do is, so I'll change this to d1. Instead of d1, is count dot toString. So whenever this for loop is executing, so by default it will be with value of 1. It will get incremented by 1 here. So those count value will be printed here as a d2. From there onwards, the printing will get started in the sheet pane in expected data column. So we'll see now how it's going to execute. So now the execution is started, and here we can see the expected value again is printed in the second row. I think there is some problem with the loop scope, so we'll change the scope to the do, and we'll see. So here we go with the result as expected. So here we can see the actual data is A1041, which is extracted and showing the numerics as 1041 in all the rows. So like this, with the help of regular expressions, we can do the operations to extract the data from alphanumerics to the numerics. So with the help of regular expressions, we can do many activities like extracting symbols or alphabets or kind of expression if you want to validate. So we can use with the help of regular expression, we can achieve all this. So in the coming sessions, we will see some more examples what we can work with the regular expressions or with the examples of our Excel sheets. So I hope you like this video. Please do subscribe to my channel for more updates on the Part-3 and some other tutorials. Thank you for watching.